happy to be here today and joining you all. I will go ahead and share my slides and go. Okay. So I'm really glad to be joining you all today to talk about embodying authenticity and how we can change our relationships to technology and not just technology, but really ourselves. And in doing so, show up more authentically. I personally am a queer neurodivergent guide and somatic facilitator. I work with a lot of neurodivergent folks, overthinkers, creatives, and we do this work to reconnect to our bodies and to do so really through starting with curiosity and exploration to lead to a place of self-expression and authenticity. Authenticity to me begins with presence. And we can move from performing presence to inhabiting it. I think this is something that comes up in the digital world. So often I find myself scrolling and not contributing to conversations because I'm worried about how I'm going to be perceived or if I'm trying to show up in a certain way. And I think this also even bleeds into life outside of tech, where I might be enjoying a meal with friends, but I'm thinking about how to best capture it to put it on social media. And in my own experience, I didn't realize I was neurodivergent until later in my life. And by the time I got to this point, I had been performing some version of myself for so long, and this extended into how I showed up online as well. Today, I want to take you in a journey that moves us more inwards from all the outside noise into noticing our internal state of being and noticing our body's signals, going through a short meditation for embodied authenticity. And I'll share some simple somatic tools that you can use for mindful tech engagement and really showing up in your life, expressing yourself authentically. So we'll begin getting into our bodies. If you are seated, if you're standing, if you're lying down on the couch, begin to notice the points of contact that you have with the surfaces beneath you. Notice your feet on the floor. Notice the rhythm of your breath in your body as you look around in your space. See if there's something in the space that feels good or neutral, and just allow your gaze to settle on it for a moment. Continue looking, scan from left to right, and then all the way back from the right to the left. This is a orienting technique to really it helps with the more primitive parts of our brain to notice the things in our environment, which then helps tell our nervous systems that we're safe where we are. So just finding anything that's neutral or good and noticing it. Maybe it brings a smile to your face. Maybe it reminds you of something else. Maybe it's just something to focus on that's not any of the other stressors you had in your day to this point. And when you're ready, you can close your eyes, turning off this sensation of sight and tuning into the sounds that you can hear. See if you can notice the furthest sound from you. Maybe it's something outside your building, traffic noise or bird song. bring the sense a bit further inward to any noises you can hear in the space around you. And perhaps even any sounds that you can hear inside yourself in your own body. Maybe the gentle sound of your breath or your heartbeat. As we inhale, breathe in for 4. We'll pause at the top and then have a longer exhale, noticing our sensations along the way. Your next exhale, breathe out through the mouth. We'll inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathing in. 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathing in. 2, 1. And pause. 1. Exhale. 2, 1. Breathing in. And pause. And breathe out. 4, 3, 2, 1. And release the control of the breath, breathing in and out at your own pace. Bringing in movement into your body, moving the neck from side to side, nodding yes or no. Maybe adding in a little shoulder roll or a sway from side to side. Inviting anything that your body is asking for that feels like a little release of tension or holding patterns in the body. And I'll leave this on the screen, but if you'd like to keep your eyes closed, you can. From this state of noticing your inner signals, your inner self, bring to mind the last time that you felt most like yourself. What were you doing in that moment? If it was a conversation, what were you talking about? Who were you with? If it feels safe and good, inhabit this memory as if it was happening in the here and now. Just bringing that memory from the mind and into the body. And if that memory doesn't feel good, then you can think about how you would like to be and the things that you like the most about yourself. Notice any sensation that you feel in the body. Is there a part of your body that feels more alive, awake? Does it feel warm or cold? this memory in your body had a color, what color would it be? With your next breath, imagine breathing in through the nostrils and sending that breath all the way to this space in your body that feels the most alive. And breathe out back up through the body, through the nose and out. Take a few more breaths into this space if that feels good. You can also bring your hands to rest on the body here. And ask if there's any message that this part of your body has for you. What did it feel like to be the most yourself? What about that moment made it feel good or easy? When you're ready, you'll release this memory, thank it, and let it go, and notice the space. And if there's anything in your body that is asking you for movement, often when we sit in stillness or create space to notice, there's also some natural movement that wants to occur in the body, whether it's restlessness or whether it's an expression of joy or aliveness or simply being here and being human and being present. If you'd like to take any movements here from your inhale, expanding in your body and exhaling, releasing something. If you felt something in your arm, for instance, you might move your arm around the space around you or make any kind of micro movement that then leads into a more expansive full body gesture. This is one tiny place that you can practice some self-expression, some authenticity in a space where no one else can see you. And once you've followed your movement to what feels like a good and natural place to come back to stillness, we'll move into a few integration questions. Opening your eyes, and if you'd like to grab a journal or open your notes app or your, well, anything next to you to pause for a moment and reflect on what that experience felt like. Oftentimes, I'll just have something that came up in the experience that I need to write down, or can write stream of consciousness, or I have a few questions I've shared here on the screen that we can also take an opportunity to reflect on together. First one is, what does authenticity feel like in my body right now? Second is, Where have I been performing or curating in my life? And what does it feel like to release that? Or what would the tiniest, most simplified version of a first step to release some of that performance, some of that mask? What might that what might that look like? Lastly, if I could listen to that inner signal more fully, if you got any messages from that place where we were taking our focus today, what would it say to you? What is it asking for? If it has any needs or is asking you for support, give us 2 more minutes to write here, and then we'll come back together to close. As we wrap that up and come back together, if there's anything that you'd like to share or drop in the chat or the comments from the experience, if you're watching this later, go ahead and do that now. And if we can take this experience with us, this practice of showing up more authentically, of cultivating presence, I'll leave you with these 3 experiments or small ways that you can check in with your body there before reaching for your phone or jumping online. As always, my first go-to is always the breath because it's always there. Just bringing intention to something that is so automatic and so natural for us, and yet we can also use it to impact our nervous systems. Second, bringing in some movement of standing or stretching just as a way to interrupt the cycles that we can get stuck in when we're interacting with technology. Or even if that's too far, pairing it for going for a walk and getting movement into your body. And lastly, this is one that I've been experimenting with a lot lately as I've leaned into creativity and having this invitation to myself to share something or create something first before I start consuming, before I start taking in everything else that's there. So I hope that these have inspired you a bit and leave you feeling more resourced and authentic in your tech interactions. And if you would like to stay connected, I've dropped my social handles and feel free to shoot me an email if you'd like to be added with my list for other things I offer, which include one-on-one sessions, yoga classes, and a neurodivergent community.